collecting. I gotta have this, I gotta have that, I gotta have this, I gotta have mascara, I gotta have lipstick, I gotta have a bag, I gotta have a box. But out of all of this, I have a favorite brush.
Sure.
It's not this one. Okay? Somebody gave me this. This is a Chinese rats around a frown kind of brush. Okay?
You didn't take it from somebody? Or they gave it to you?
No, they gave it to me. They gave it to me. I guess they didn't use it and they didn't want it. Okay? So we all have a favorite brush. They come in sizes and whatever, and I'm probably giving you too much information, but now that I have a captive audience, I have to do that. Okay? But I have my pencil. I'm going to move these back over here on the towel so I don't destroy the table. And I recommend using, are you ready for this? Viva paper towels. Why would you use Viva paper towels?
Stronger.
Stronger? Anybody else? Why would you use Viva paper towels instead of these or another kind?
More absorbent.
More absorbent and whatever? Okay. The reason why you use Viva paper towels is because they don't have a pattern. They don't have a pattern. And if you take a pattern and put it in your watercolor, it's going to leave that pattern. And Viva doesn't have it. Okay? So, and I'm not drawing it. It's not perfected. It's not going to go absolutely perfect. There's all my different shapes of rocks. I'm doing it quickly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be exactly like my picture. There's my rocks. Here's another rock over here. Another rock over there. Rocks are done. Okay? I'm going to hold it up now so you can see. So you can see my rocks. Okay? Would you hold that up for me, please, to everybody? There's my rocks. Okay? There's my rocks. Okay?
Okay.
And how I reached that on the paper is I went to the edge and measured this. Put my rocks in. Okay? Next thing that happens is, the next thing you're going to see is this little group of bushes right here. So I'm going to go on my picture. I'm going to go about here. Here now, that's where my little bushes and little greenery's going to go. Here's a little bit of greenery over here, okay? Now, the real issue comes together because here, about in from here to here, is this tree. Now, I have the choice of leaving this tree in or leaving this tree out, but I'm choosing to leave it in because of what reason? This picture, this photograph is about what? When you look at this photograph, what do you think it's about?
A farm.
Is it about the rocks? Is it about the grass?
No.
Is it about the trees? It's about the barn. It's about the barn, okay? So I have my tree in there. So now let's see. Now I have to figure out, oh Lord, I'm in trouble. I'm going to take my rocks. I'm going to go from the bottom of my rocks, and this is where I'm going to put the roof right here. I'm just going to go like this and like this, and this is not going to be perfect. I'm not going to make Bob measure it and make sure it's right or wrong. So now I have my roof, and I have this angle here. So here's this. Looks like this came here, and then all this is now tree. Okay? Now I'm ready to paint. Now here's the horror story. Here's the horror story. What do you think this is right here? This big black thing is right here.
Shadow.
Shadow? I bet. What's her name again?
Deanna.
Deanna. I'm writing her name down. Deanna.
I'll put this down.
Deanna sees everything. Okay. Which I love. Okay. So it's about the barn, but look how hard. Okay, which way do you think the light is shining in this picture? Which way is the light coming from? Don't you raise your hand.
Okay.
And you stay out of this too.
Yeah, stay out.
No, I'm kidding. Which way do you think the light is coming from? Left or right, up or down? North, south, east, or west?
I think it's probably going towards the west.
This way? Mm-hmm. You think it's going west. Okay. Anybody else have an opinion? You know which way I think it's coming? I think it's coming down. I think it's coming north because look, this is shining down. These shadows are that way, but it's tricky. You have to be very tricky. I mean, it could be coming down, straight down, and that's why, or it could be coming this way, like you said, from west instead of east. But look at this shadow. This is really an ugly shadow. And the reason why it's ugly is because, and I want you to remember this, the camera lies. The picture lies, the camera lies, okay? So you can change this any way you want. You can make this turquoise barn. You can make it red. As a sponge. First of all, you never do this or I cut your finger off. Oh, sorry. You never leave your brush in the water.
Oh,
It's
that's
not good for your
yeah.
brush, right, Bob? The water gets up in there into the ferrule and it makes it bad, it rusts out, and you've spent $50 for this brush and you've ruined it. So I give demerits to my students in my class if they do that. But you can also use a brush. You can use a brush, and the first thing I do is, are you ready for this? I don't know if you'll do this or not, Bob, but once you put this water down and it locks in the pencil and whatever, it's not going to come off there. It's going to smear and carry on, okay? So the first thing I do is I go, look at this palette. Isn't this palette gorgeous?
Yeah.
Guess what? You see this palette? Okay? All these colors in here, I can mix all together, and it's palette mud, and it becomes a dirt road, or it can become mountains, or it can be anything you want to use it for. So even though it's ugly and it doesn't look really pretty, it can still serve you. Okay? This is palette mud. Way, a little bit of red that way, just anywhere and anywhere. Doesn't matter. Get this. Let's brush this out of here. Too much red. There's some pink. There's some pink. I'm going to get some blue. Earth Delali. Where's your blue? Not much blue, but I'm going to get some over here. Here's some blue. This is referred to... Am I going to get invited back? Oh, okay.
Nice.
I amuse myself sometimes. Okay? Okay, so you put some blue in. A little bit of blue. And these are primary colors. And why are they called primary colors? Anybody know? Bob, you can't answer. Why are they called primary colors? Red, yellow, and blue. I'm sorry.
They can be mixed.
I'm sorry.
Because they can be mixed to be another color.
Good answer. However, I was taught they're primary colors because they're not made from any other color.
They're the main color.
They're the main colors, and they're not made from any other color. Okay? Is that important? I guess so. I don't know. Maybe it is. But I'm getting picked out. So, we're going to dry this. This is why watercolor is so expensive, because it takes time. Every layer. I've seen glazes in a watercolor, 22 glazes. 22 glazes. And while I'm saying that, I want Evelyn and maybe Roxy and whomever's in charge come back down to the gallery before the end of this month. There's a gentleman there by the name of Millard Wells, and his watercolor to me is the epitome of watercolor. I lived in the Florida Keys and had the pleasure of fishing and boating on the water with the man I lived with for 60 years, who was my husband. Okay? And we fished and floated in the Keys for many, many years. Okay? And Millard painted down there. And he's passed now. But if you can get to the gallery and see his paintings, they are the epitome of watercolor. I mean, I just stand there and marvel. I get goose pimples. I cry. It's a little color. They're a little different colors. So I'm just going to, this is called direct painting. I'm just going to come in and I'm going to put it down. It's called direct painting. I'm going to look at it and say that's the color I want. I'm putting it down. I don't want it to be... I see it's darker in some areas, so I'm going to get yellow here and put down here because the sun is really shining on it. Okay, can everybody see what I'm doing? Let me know, because I'll be happy to pick it up and show you.
That'd be great if, after a few minutes, if you want to pick it up
Yeah,
and
sure.
bring it over.
Yeah, I will. I'll be happy to do that.
Thank you.
I'll be happy to do that. Okay, and over here I'm going to do this and this, so that everybody can see it. It's a little bright over here. Okay, so, okay, so now, everybody over on this side of the table, close your eyes. Over there, open your eyes. Our focal point is the barn, so I'm going to stay there. So now I'm going to pick a warm red over here. Looks a little bit too bright, so this is dirty. Clean your brush. This is clean. I'm going to add some yellow to that. Let me see if this is the right. Oh, it looks pretty good. Let's try this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So now, I'm going to put this down here. I'm just going to put the red barn in. Do you have any Jack Daniels?
Let me go to Della's room.
How about my Coke?
That's maybe what I need.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting this in over here. I think I need a little more red over here. I'm gonna take that. Da, 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 da. It's really bright over here. Oh, made a mistake. Made a mistake. Have to get my textured towel here.
Non-viva.
Non-viva. See, and it's leaving a little mark, but I don't care. This is just for demonstration purposes only. I'm gonna come over
You're
here.
not gonna sell this?
I'm sorry?
You're not gonna sell this?
No, I'm gonna give it away.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give it away. I think, if I'm in a good mood. I'll have to see. I'll have to see. If I'm not in a good mood, nobody's getting this thing.
We don't want to talk
If it doesn't turn out well, nobody's getting it. Okay? It doesn't turn out well or good. I don't know what the right word is. Be easy with a sponge, okay? It can be a makeup sponge, it can be, but it really should be natural sponge, okay? So I'm going to look over here and see what other greens I have over here that I can use. And I'm just going to come on down. Come on down. I've mixed several greens here. Doesn't matter. I'm going to come over into the barn too. Like I said, this is not going to be a perfect painting, but it's just showing you the techniques is really basically all this is. I'm putting yellow, I'm putting green, and I'm starting to put this shadow in. Now look, you're going to say, oh my gosh, she's going up into that red and she's going to go over that window. It doesn't matter. And this is called scrumbling when you go around with your brush, round and round in a little circle. It's called scrumbling. This is known as a flat wash, just a plain flat wash. And I'm getting up here in the red, and look how up in the red part here, it's starting to look, could you get me off there? Thank you. Over here, it's starting to look like, don't worry about that. So, you don't have to cry about that. But here it's starting to get gray because the complement to red is green, okay? The complement to red is green. You remember that by Christmas. The complement to yellow is violet. You remember that by Easter. And then the blue complement is orange. The stinking gators.
Any Gator fans in here? Raise your hand if you're a Gator fan.
If you're a Gator fan.
No.
My daughter went to FSU, so that's why I pick on her. She graduated from FIU. Okay, so now we've done that a little bit. I'm now going to get into the trees. We're going to let that dry just by itself, and then I'm going to get into the trees and show you how to do that. Is shapes and values. You know that this is darker over here. I particularly like this brown, but I'm going to use it anyway. Okay, so I'm just putting this over here, that this is getting darker. Some stalks of paint, different kind. I'm going to use the front of I'm going to scrumble. I'm going to scrumble with my brush, round and around in circles. And then I am going to get, before it dries, you come in here, you scratch the paint you've put down. You scratch it with your paint tube, okay? Now you've cut into the paper, you scored the paper, okay? You've scored the paper, so now you can go back in with another color and it'll go into those little cracks, okay? Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
How about that, Bobby? Oh, how about that, Bobby? Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to add some more values with my brush. And I'm going to scrumble around, and I'm going to go all the way off of here. I'm going to go off of there. I'm going to add some little bit of orange and a little bit of yellow. I'm going to tell you a little secret. When I was born, guess how much I weighed?
6 pounds.
What?
6.
6 pounds. Anybody else?
11.
11?
Yeah, 2.
2 pounds,
2 pounds.
3 ounces. And you know what my friends say about me? Wally, you were 2 pounds and 3 ounces of lips. And that's the truth, okay? And I was in an incubator for almost 3 months, 2 pounds, 3 ounces. I think my mother at the time was a type 1 diabetic, and they probably didn't know that. They probably didn't know that, okay? Now my sister was my firstborn sister. This, I don't like it already because it's too... Okay. Where did you find her? Okay, so what do we think? So far, so good? I mean, just for, fast moving? Pretty good? I can do it like that. You'll see some little sprigs of grass. Nothing particular. Nothing particular. Just using the side of my brush. And Bob, I'm going to show you a real secret, but don't tell anybody. Okay? You promise? Let me show you. Wait till you see what Lolly has to show you now, honey. Wait till you see. I'm going to scratch into there a little bit. I'm going to scratch in there a little bit with my paint brushes, my paint tube, just a little bit. And then I'm going to, wait till you see this, Bob. Come over here. I'll just show you. Are you looking? Put a little bit of green back here on the back of the brush, okay? And then I'm going to put yellow on the tip of the brush. And then when you put it down, you get both colors. See that? I put yellow on the back, and I put green on the back and yellow on the point. And when I put it down, look, I have two colors.
Oh.
I don't have to put yellow down. I put them both down. I put it back here on the green.
Could you put 3 at once?
That's good luck,
Yeah, but you didn't drop it.
Huh?
I thought you'd do that when you drop salt.
I did. I'm going to drop the salt now.
Oh, all right.
Okay. So now I'm putting the salt down here on this color. I'll make it darker for for demonstration purposes. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to lay this on its side again. I'm going to make it darker so that you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I don't want any complaints. Like, she was all right, but when she did those rocks, not good. Not good. Okay, so now I'm going to put one technique at a time until everybody gets it. Okay? Down here it wasn't wet enough, so I'm going to put some over here. I'm going to get this again, this. And then I'm going to add some brown over here too. I don't like this part. Now, let me tell you, are you ready for this? Something has gone horribly wrong. And if something goes horribly wrong with this painting, guess what I would do at home?
Throw it out.
No? I'd take it to the bathtub or the shower and I would put it under the spigot and wash off the part I didn't like.
Oh.
Close your mouth. No. Okay, there you are. Okay, so now when this dries again, I'll come in and I'll add short little grass, okay? Done quickly, but I'm going to come in here and I'm going to show you the value that the barn will be at the end. And then you'll see it stick out and you'll understand, okay? This is what the barn will be when it's its final value, okay? This will be the final value of the barn. See? And because the barn is the star, this is what you'll see when it's done. The barn will look like that. See? See? So what it's all about is shapes and values. Okay? But remember, you do one light layer, another layer, another layer, another layer, till you get it to the value that you want. Okay? I've seen paintings with 22 layers on them, 22 glazes on them. Okay? Okay? So now this is just like maybe the second layer of that, but I can take my sponge in. I'll do this a little bit more sponge on this tree so you'll see how it'll be contrast to the barn. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take orange and I'm going to take orange. Just the tip of it now. Just the tip of it. And now I've got other little trees to put in there too. Okay, so now here's our orange tree. Keep those lips flapping. Thank you. Thank you.
Huh?
Thank you, Lolly.
Come once a week.